Hello, 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 beautiful people. I thought I would hop on and go live before the end of the year so that we could all discuss our plans for the year, as well as go over just some strategies and give you some insight on how this channel is going to run and how this channel can help you in a positive way. So I want this channel and my Excellence with Ebony series, where we talk about entrepreneurship, business investment, with a focus on the continent of Africa. I want this channel to be a place where we exchange information, where we empower each other, support each other, learn from each other, give tips, advice, and knowledge, and we can share resources. So that is my main goal for this channel, as well as having special guest speakers on here, which I have planned out already for, I think it's going to be before the end of this year, which is tomorrow. So wait for that one. And some coming up for the very beginning of the year. So outside of just having guest speakers, I also want to make sure that I'm allowing you guys a platform to come on here and have interactions with each other where you can exchange information to help everyone in this community to reach their business goals, their investments goals, to ask questions about how you go about doing things on the continent, to get better insight about how things work, because I do think there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, I don't know how you call it. I don't want to say smoke screen, but, things may appear maybe easier than they actually are. Just watching someone maybe, through social media that is there and it appears like it's easy breezy and it's not really easy breezy, or maybe for some people it is, I don't know. But I think we should have a platform where we can interact with each other, and be able to empower each other to reach our goals for 2021, because 2020 is now done. Hallelujah. So I know I'm live, but let me see if I can figure out how to allow you guys to join me on here. I don't see the link because I'm using a different format than I did last time. But if you have a question and I can figure out how to add you, I definitely will. And I hope you guys can hear me well enough on here. I brought this a little bit closer. So, like I said, today's live is just to give you some insight on what direction my Excellence with Ebony episodes will be going, to give you some insight on your role in all of this and how this is going to help you. And because, I'm just one person with my perspective. I'm just one person with the knowledge that I have, and that may or may not apply to you. There are certain things that don't change, like the laws, don't change. The way in which you have to legally operate don't change. But, I think we can have a place where we can discuss people that are doing it, like myself, how they did it, what they're doing, some obstacles they faced, how they overcame them. And we can just kind of go from there. So I want this to be that place. If you have questions or comments, you are welcome to hop on and post those in the chat. You are also welcome to come on and talk about your experience or ask questions. I may or may not have all the answers, but that's what the purpose of this format is. I want this platform to be for you guys. I want this to be a place of solutions and a place of actions. I'm a big proponent of, let's talk about solutions and let's talk about actionable steps to get to a place where we can attain our goals. Let's talk about how you map that out. Let's go over what are people doing and take back the layers of people that you see on the continent that are being very successful, and what were the steps they took. because oftentimes the people that you see on the continent are not people that you're going to necessarily see on social media talking about it. There are people that are actually just doing it on a day-to-day basis. And when I first started this channel, like I said before, it was a place for me to market my businesses. It was just a place for me to use for promotion and marketing, and a place for me to just another platform for me to say, hey, I have these businesses, I'm out there, think about using me. But then as I went along, I've always been on this mission of wanting to empower others, especially other entrepreneurs who want to do the same thing, or who are doing the same thing, that are willing to share their knowledge. So I decided that not only will I have guest speakers on here, I want you guys to come on as well and be a part of that, so that we have a place and a platform for you to be able to obtain your goals. So the focus, of course, is going to be on investing on the continent, with a emphasis on Tanzania, because that is my expertise. That's what I know best. Eventually, we're going to go branch off into talking about an emphasis in Eswatini, but we're still working out some things there right now, so I'm not quite ready to go in that direction. But right now, we're going to focus on those of you who are specifically interested in investing in Tanzania, or becoming a foreign investor, or starting a business there. And then we're going to talk about just being an entrepreneur in general, and what that entails, and questions you may have, comments, sharing knowledge, resources, and tips. I have one subscriber. She has been wonderful. She's been forwarding me a lot of resources that have been great. And I think that's something that we should be sharing with the entire community. So I want this to be a community of sharing, caring, uplifting, and empowering each other. And I think when I use this one, I don't know if I can share the link on here. So if you have hopped on, I know I see a couple of people. And let me see if I can figure this out while I'm on here. I apologize. This is my first time using the YouTube live stream. I used a different version before. I used this one, so I'm still figuring out how this all works. But anywho, while I'm working on that, let's go over this. So I'm going to have this up, of course. If you have comments once we're done, leave them underneath this live. I have, like I said, some more people that will be coming on very soon that I've been working with their schedule. So to help share some insight about how things work in Tanzania. I know I've had a lot of questions about that. People have been asking about investing, about starting a business. What are the rules and regulations? We'll give you a high level overview of that. I have consultation legal services for people that need that done, that you can also use through my company. We make sure that you are doing things the correct way, the legal way. One thing I will say, when you're operating on the continent, and I'll speak just specifically about Tanzania, is, you have to have a lot of patience. You have to really make sure that you understand the system under which you are working in. You have to really understand that, things just don't move quite as fast as they do here. I would also, really like to point out that, their system is very similar to any other country in the world, in that if you are not familiar with like the immigration system or the foreign investment system in the US or Europe or any other place, it's not much different than that. So that's something I would familiarize yourself with, to make sure that you thoroughly understand the rules and regulations and how things work globally, because, it's not a ton of difference in the basics. Each country has their own rules, but the way things work globally, for the most part, have some of the same guidelines. I don't know if I agree with everyone's assessment of it, but just on a professional level, I don't feel like it's much different. I would say that when you're operating on a continent, make sure that you understand the culture and the way in which business is done, because it oftentimes is very different than the way that it's done in the West. And as I've mentioned many times before, different does not mean bad. It just means different. So, you just have to acclimate yourself to that. Because if you're coming in as a non-Tanzanian in Tanzania, which is so funny. I don't know why I keep hearing like all these like weird pronunciations of the country's name. But it's Tanzania. I don't know where these other pronunciations came from. And I do understand that even some Tanzanians will, change it to be polite, but it's definitely Tanzania. But I digress. That's a whole nother topic. But, make sure that you understand how, the local people there operate and conduct business, because it will make things a lot easier for you. You have to really make sure you understand how to integrate yourself into the business world. And the business world could be very different than the, just a local everyday buying and trading and, spending and that type of thing. So, and also really depends on what type of industry you go in, whether it be manufacturing, agriculture, technology. A lot of those things can be different depending on what industry you go in. So either way, my goal for 2020 is to try to hit a lot of those main industries, to get people from those industries to come on and talk about it, so they can give you guys some good information. I'm a big proponent of facts, not opinions. And I like to make sure that I have the exact knowledge. And that's one thing I think that's helped us be able to prosper within our businesses, is understanding the facts and not just the opinions of others. Because once you're in the trenches, as I call it, of running your own business, understanding those rules, regulations, policies, whatever it may be, the unwritten rules are the really big ones too, that are not necessarily like on paper legally, but it's how people do business. Those unwritten rules are things you really need to familiarize yourself with. So those are the kind of things that I want to discuss. I want to have a platform for that. I want you guys to come on, so don't be shy. I want you to be able to come on and be able to, even if you want to come on here and just, run ideas past the community of people, I want us to be able to dialogue and discuss. And I think next time, because I don't see comments popping up, I'm going to go back to the StreamYard that I used before, because I feel like this one is just allowing me to go live and that's it. And that's my bad. Like I said, I'm not used to this. I've never used this before. So I may have used the wrong format for this. So the next live, guys, I'll use a different format so it can be more interactive. So I apologize for that. You can leave comments below this video when I get off. And I'm going to wrap this up here in just a minute. I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I just wanted to give you some insight and just talk about, like, are you ready for 2021? What are your plans? We know it's right around the corner. I get that. But I think you should have a first quarter goal for January, February, and March. Do you have your goals mapped out? Do you have your resources mapped out? Have you made a list of people that you will contact in order to help you attain those goals? Because one thing I can tell you is, in doing business, you're not going to get to where you want to go without the help of other people. It's just not possible. You have to have other people that can help you, that can give you a hand up. You don't need a hand out, but a hand up. You need to understand, reach out to other people in that same industry. So do you have, your resources mapped out? Do you have your goals mapped out? Hey, Black Ambassadors here. Okay, so thank you for leaving a comment, because now I know the chat is working. Because I didn't listen to you last time you told me to use StreamYard, and I forgot, and I'm using just YouTube Live, and it's not, I'm not used to it. So, hey, Ebony, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Of course, we have a special connection because we got the same name. So we were talking about 2021. And thank you guys for the support. But I was just saying, what do you have mapped out for the first 3 months of the year? And I would say for homework, map those goals out. Write down what your goals are. Write down where you want to be for the first 3 months. And keep in mind, the key is I'm saying the first 3 months. Being an entrepreneur can be overwhelming. And you sometimes, like, I know I'm guilty of thinking like way too big. Like I'll say like, by the end of the year, I want to be at this. And it can just sometimes feel very overwhelming. So you want to have your long-term goals, but your short-term goal for now, I would say, is write down what you want to accomplish in the first 3 months, the resources you think you need, the unanswered questions that you have, the people that you know in your industry that you think you might be able to reach out to. And then I am going to open this platform up to have lives more often for those people to come on and dialogue with people within the community so we can start helping each other brainstorm through these ideas, through all of these goals, and exchange resources and knowledge so that we can help lift each other up. Those are things that, I didn't feel like it was easy for me when I first decided to become a entrepreneur. My degree is in entrepreneurship. For those of you who do not know, I have a bachelor's degree in business management and entrepreneurship. I have been dabbling in the entrepreneurship pool for a very long time. And I've been working on these businesses for the last 3 to 4 years, actually 4 years. So, it's been quite long line of patience and endurance and perseverance and starting and stopping, which is annoying. But I think that when I look at the platform, I want to make sure that you guys are able to talk to people that can reach back and give you some insight. Because a community like that can help a lot, just a support system. So, and outside of that, of course, you guys know that's just one segment of it. I'll be also sharing a lot of things that I'm doing and me and my family are doing. That's the fun piece. And then I'll have my guest speakers on here about Tanzania, about my businesses, and about the Kingdom of Eswatini coming soon. Not quite yet. But right now, we're going to focus on investing in the continent. I know that is a big interest for a lot of people. Just being on the continent, I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to that. My perspective tends to be a very different than a lot of other people. And that might just be because I've been in the culture for so long. So we're going to be here to talk about that. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, I think just having the opinions of others that could be your potential customers and what they may think about your business idea and whether or not that might work. So the first question I would put on your goal list for 2021 is, does your business idea solve a problem? Because that will indicate the success level or success potential of your business. Donnie goes in, peace, power, love, light, and unity to all my A1 fun. That's right, Donnie. How you doing? Welcome to the community. So anyways, I want to make sure that people can hop on and be able to have their time to empower others. And, like I said, even if you're not going to be an entrepreneur yourself, you might be a potential customer and you can say, maybe give feedback to someone and say, have you thought about this? Or if I were to buy your product, I wouldn't like this, or I would like that. Or maybe you're just going to be a silent investor and you can bounce things off of people about what would be, the best way to go about finding potential areas of investment that would be that have a high level of success or high probability of success. What is risky? What is not risky? That type of thing. So I think we need to dive deep and go into more detail about what entrepreneurship, business investment, foreign investment entails, what it requires, what it's like, the challenges, the rewards. I think far too often people often glorify what it's like to be a business owner, and we don't talk about the sacrifice that it takes to get there. We see people, especially through social media, and it's like, flashing lights and the good life, and they're living their best life, and, look at where I'm at. And I don't feel like that tells the whole story. I don't feel like it portrays the whole picture. And I want to make sure that we can really pull those layers apart and dive deep and talk about everything from A to Z when it comes to business, especially international business. That's a whole different monster within itself. We have some people here I know that have a lot of knowledge in that field, maybe even more so than myself. You know, I love learning from other people. I love hearing other people's perspective and insight. And I think, you know, some people just have a wealth of knowledge that you may not have thought would have. So that's where we're at. I wasn't planning on staying here long unless you guys, you know, required it. I still cannot figure out how to put a link on here for you guys to be able to join. Hold on, let me see what this does. No, I don't think that. Oh, wait. What does that do? Oh, no. So, like I was saying, I still can't figure out how to send a link. I know how to do it on the other one, but I can't figure it out on here. But that is okay. Next time, I will use a different format for you guys so that it's a little bit easier to be able to do that. Unless I can pull it from here. Let me see what this does. Sorry, guys, bear with me one moment. Let me see if I can find a link in here. No, I don't see it. Okay, so I don't see how to allow you guys to join. I'm gonna have to look that up. I am so bad when it comes to this stuff, but I'll get it together. I promise you, I will get it together. So stay tuned for the next session coming up very, very soon. And actually, I think I'm going to post it tonight. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. You guys knew exactly what to do. As soon as you came in here, you liked it. So I appreciate that. And then we will. So Ebony says she's looking more into being a silent investor. Starting a business is difficult to say. Yes. Ebony, I agree. I absolutely agree. So that is a topic we are going to go over, is silent investment for sure. That is one that is, I would say, is the big pro about that one is you don't have to run and operate a business. So that takes a lot of stress as far as that's concerned. But then the flip side of that is finding the right businesses to invest in, right? And making sure that you don't lose any money, which is not always the case. And that's another thing we need to talk about because, you know, in being your own boss, even if you're a silent investor, there's always a risk of losing money. You will always, I don't think I've ever met a successful business owner that has not lost money on some type of business deal, some type of business investment, myself included. Just going to put that out there. So, you know, there's always a risk, always. So that's something that we're definitely going to cover and talk about. I just so wish I could figure out how to, oh wait, maybe it's under here. No. I'm glad you're on the same page as me. You said yes again, same here. Yes, I'm glad that you understand where I'm coming from. I don't want to hit this arrow because I feel like I'm going to hit it. Oh, wait. I found it. No, that's not it. Okay. I think I may have set it up wrong when I did this, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so we're going to talk about that in depth too, about being a silent investor. I will tell you this, there's a lot of opportunities in Tanzania and Zanzibar for silent investors. I'll probably have, you know, I think I'm going to have Sean back on here from the Black Ambassador to talk about investments in Zanzibar. He is an investor. So I'm going to also talk to some other people, but I will tell you for sure there are some good investment opportunities in Tanzania and Zanzibar. Of course, you have to do your research, do your homework, make sure that, you thoroughly vet anybody or any entity or organization, corporation, whatever that you're going to invest in. But they definitely have some good opportunities there for investment. Excuse me. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about just starting a business as well. We're going to go over that. I still was trying to figure out the link, but that's okay. Okay, so that's really all I had for you guys for tonight. It is December 30th. The year is almost over. I'm trying not to complain. It's, as we all know, it's been a challenging year, but my family has been healthy. We have been blessed to still be here. We've been blessed to make it through the year. This year has been very, very hard on everyone, including my family. But we are looking forward and looking ahead to 2021. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about this platform. I'm excited about this community. I thank you all so very much for being a part of it. And part of my mission and just being, I always say half my heart being in Tanzania and the other half being in the U.S., is the fact that I have a goal of making sure to change the image and perception of the continent of Africa as a whole, but in a different way. One of that is going to be people understanding the opportunity that is there. The goals that you can obtain on the continent, and being there physically. Of course, I always encourage people to go to Tanzania to visit. It's a beautiful country. I always encourage people to step foot on the motherland. But I also want to let people know that there's more than one way to skin a cat. You don't have to move there. You don't have to be there in order to be invest on the continent. It is a good idea to go there for sure, especially if you're talking about putting money into a foreign place. I do suggest that for sure. But I want to have a platform where we can discuss things in a from a different perspective and go over all the what I call nuts and bolts of business, and be able to dialogue with each other. So that's what I have for you guys today. I gave you your homework. If you've made it this far, I'll recap a little bit. I want you guys to get your goals ready, get your resources, look up anyone in the industry that you think might be to help you. Ebony, I would suggest reaching out to Sean. I did a live with him previously, so check out that live. He is a silent investor himself. So that's one resource for you. The next Excellence with Ebony episode 2, I will be attaching resources, and I'm attached some to this live as well for you guys. But we're going to, like I said, cover some more topics as well. So episode 1 is up. Make sure you check episode 2. Thank you guys for liking it. Thank you for your support. I am thrilled to be here and to share this platform, but I want to make it like our platform so that we can start having actionable plans and not just questions. I want to have more answers than we have questions. So that's my goal. And we're going to do this together as a community. And I'm excited. So I'll be back tomorrow to talk about some, I don't know, I don't want to give it away, but I'll be back tomorrow to talk about I have a guest speaker and I want to make sure we're still on. I'll double check that, but I'll be back very soon to go over some more cool things going on in Tanzania. All right, guys. Until next time, I know this is a quick one, but I'll be back very soon. Thank you for your support. See you later.